Assalamualaikum and hello. We are going to continue the third part of this video where we are going to learn how to balance the chemical equation. First thing first, you have to understand in chemistry there are two types of equation. The first one is chemical equation and the second one is redox equation. So what I'm going to do in this video, we are going to learn how to balance the chemical equation. So let's get on with it. To balance the chemical equation, you have to know what is the chemical equation itself. Chemical equations show a chemical reaction by using a symbol for reactants and products. And the next one, usually, when you write the chemical equation, the reactants are written on the left side, while the products are on the right side. In general, I can use one example, such as this one, where I got my reactant A and reactant B in capital letter to produce product C and product D in capital letter. So on my left is my reactants and on my right is my products. I can use also one illustration where like this, I got two copper metals react with oxygen gas to produce copper oxide, and there are two of them. So this is how the chemical reaction happen. But when you want to write it down in chemical equation, you have to use the symbol given from the questions or symbol that you've known for its chemical formula and write it down in one straight line. I repeat again, write it down in one straight line. So on my left are my reactants and on my right are my products. Let's go to how you want to make sure your chemical equation is correct or not. Pastikan both sides are in balanced equation. Sekiranya dekat sebelah kiri ada 10 total number of atoms, di sebelah kanan mestilah nilainya sama. And for your information, dalam equation from the previous slide for general one, you have coefficient A, B, C, D in small letter. Dan ini merujuk kepada relative number of molecules reacting, di mana kita panggil dia sebagai stoichiometric coefficients. You will always hear about this term dalam chapter ni, dan chapter ini kita akan calculate based on stoichiometric coefficients. The next one, I'm going to introduce to you how to balance the chemical equation by using inspection method. So let's go to the steps first. In order to balance the chemical equation based on inspection method, you have to follow a few steps. The first one, step 1, you have to write it down, the unbalanced equation, with the correct formula. If the questions given to you in words or in sentence, you have to transfer the name of reactants and product into a correct formula. Step number 2, you need to balance based on the metallic element first, followed by polyatomic ions if you have it, and followed by non-metallic atoms. So metal first, barulah non-metal. And step 3, you need to balance the hydrogen and oxygen atoms. And last step, please make sure you have the same total number of atoms for both sides of equation. So in brief, to make it easier for you to memorize the step, I choose to write an acronym for you, easy for you to memorize. So first one, balance the metal. Second one, balance the ion, if any. Kalau tak ada ion dalam awak punya equation, so tak perlulah. Next one, balance non-metal. Next one, balance hydrogen. And last one, balance oxygen. So, akronim kita adalah MINHO. Bukan nama pelakon Lee Min Ho, tapi MINHO untuk kita ingat step for inspection method. And you have to repeat again to be confirm lah kalau kita nak pastikan equation kita balance ataupun tidak. Awak repeat lah. Awak akan dapat jawapan yang betul. So let's try one example how to use the inspection method by balancing the chemical equation. From here, I have NH3 plus CuO to produce Cu plus N2 and H2O. So how you want to balance this equation? First thing first, you use MINHO. So MINHO. So we are going to use these acronyms step by step. So the first one is M for metal. So as you can see here, I have my metal here only copper. So on my both side, copper saya dah balance sebanyak 1. So do I have to change anything? No. So I just keep it as it is. As you see here, saya keep it as it is. And then the second one, the second step, I. It means for polyatomic ions. In this equation, kalau kita lihat memang tak ada charge, which means memang tak ada ion. So we just skip step number 2. So settle. We go to step number 3 where I'm going to balance the non-metal selain oksigen dan hidrogen. So kalau saya lihat daripada equation saya di sini, saya ada non-metal selain hidrogen dan oksigen iaitu nitrogen here from NH3 and I have N2 here. So as you can see, the value is different. On your left, kita ada satu sahaja nitrogen. Dekat bahagian produk, kita ada 2. So what I'm going to do, saya akan tambah koefisien dekat depan NH3 sebanyak 2. So I'm going to get my equation 2NH3 di mana bilangannya sudah sama kiri dan kanan. And the next one, settle for non-metal selain hydrogen and oxygen, kita go to hydrogen. So H for hydrogen, saya akan balancekan hydrogen saya. So on my reactants side, saya ada 2 darab dengan 3 hydrogen. So jangan lupa 2 dekat depan sebab kita dah balance nitrogen. Tapi nitrogen ni dia datang sekali dengan H3. So that's why H3 ni akan darab dengan 2 dekat depan. So I got 6 here. And my hydrogen here is 6. And then my hydrogen here is 2. So what I'm going to do, saya akan pastikan saya darab dengan something untuk dapatkan nilai yang sama iaitu 6. So 2 darab 3 untuk dapatkan 6. So what I'm going to do, saya akan tambah koefisien 3 in front of H2O. So I will have it like this. And the next one, step terakhir, saya akan balancekan oksigen. So how I want to balance that, kita kiralah bilangan oksigen. Sebelah kiri, saya ada 1 oksigen. And sebelah kanan, saya ada 3 oksigen. Because it comes with 3, koefisien 3 dekat depan. So, how I want to do that? Of course, saya akan tambah 3 dekat depan ni. So, what will happen? Saya akan dapat equation saya like this. However, bila kita step MINHO ni, kita kena tengok once again kalau oksigen ni comes with another element. Macam case ini, saya datang dengan Cu. Kalau tadi, Cu kita dah balance metal. Tapi, sekarang Cu tu dah berubah nilai dia sebanyak 3. Sedangkan sebelah kanan, dia masih lagi 1. Seperti step 1 tadi. So, what we have to do, kita kena balance lah. So, you have to repeat in order to avoid jawapan yang salah. So maknanya untuk kes ini kita kena balance Cu selepas oksigen sebab dia memang tangkup sekali. So I'm going to put coefficient 3 dekat depan Cu. So this is my final equation yang sudah balance. So itulah cara awak nak balance equation. And one thing that you have to know that bila awak dapat satu equation, mesti lihat mengikut step min ho. So kalau awak tak boleh nak ikut step ni, gunalah cara awak yang awak prefer, tapi inilah cara the best one and you will have the correct answer. And then sila repeat again if needed until both sides are balanced. So that's all for example 1. Kita try example 2. Di mana example 2, I want you to balance the chemical equation below where the questions given to you in words ataupun in sentence, which means that awak kena keluarkan dalam bentuk formula because the chemical equation is written in chemical formula. So kita tak bolehlah tinggal macam ni je, kita kena tukarkan calcium hydroxide and so on kepada bentuk chemical formula. So how you want to do this? Benda pertama, you have to repeat back what you've learned so far during chapter 2. Di mana untuk membentuk compound, awak akan combine ataupun awak akan mixing ions. So which means, contohnya dalam kes ini saya ada calcium hydroxide, saya akan ceraikan di mana saya nak dapatkan ions daripada compound ini. So maknanya ions yang wujud dalam compound ini adalah calcium ion dan hydroxide ion. So if I write it down, saya akan tulis dalam bentuk formula untuk calcium ion dan hydroxide ion. So sama juga dengan kes compound yang seterusnya, carbon dioxide and also calcium carbonate with water. So how you want to do that? First thing first, keluarkan ion yang awak sudah belajar waktu chapter 2, apply here. So, saya akan keluarkan formula one by one. So, kita fokus untuk calcium hydroxide first. So, calcium ion, formula dia adalah Ca 2+. Okay? And then hydroxide ion, formula dia adalah OH-. So macam mana saya nak dapatkan formula untuk calcium hydroxide? Saya akan darab silang. So bila saya darab silang, saya akan ambil Ca and then saya akan ambil dia punya nilai dekat depan ni, which is 1. Sign negatif positif kita tak akan conclude lah, kita tak akan include dekat bahagian formula. Kita just buat darab silang untuk dapatkan charge, nilai charge tu. And then Ca saya akan ambil 1, tapi dia tak letaklah kat sini 1. So dia anggap 1 Ca ni. And then the next one saya ada OH. OH kita akan ambil charge 2 dekat depan ni. Tapi OH adalah polyatomic ions, which means saya kena letak dalam bentuk bracket. So saya letak bracket OH, barulah saya letak nilai 2 ni akan jadi lower subscript dekat bawah. So my calcium hydroxide chemical formula is CaOH2. So itu cara dia. And the next one, saya akan plus with carbon dioxide. Saya rasa semua orang tahu what is the chemical formula for carbon dioxide, which is CO2. And then kita tahu dia adalah reactant. Dekat bahagian reactant kita kena letak plus. Okay. Next one, saya akan produce. Next, my product is calcium carbonate. So calcium ion, masih lagi formula yang sama, saya ada Ca2+. And then carbonate ion, iaitu polyatomic ion, di mana formula dia adalah CO3 2-. I suppose everyone should memorize semua formula untuk ion. Okay, for this part, okay, saya explain dekat bahagian atas ni macam mana awak nak darab silang. Awak akan ambil nilai 2 ini dan 2 ini. So both of them will get lower subscript 2. Tapi be careful, sekiranya ada polyatomic ions, awak kena letak dalam kurungan. So in this case, I will have my answer as Ca2 dalam kurungan CO3 2. So now, can I leave my chemical formula like this? The answer is no. Kerana apa? Your chemical formula must be in the simplest form. So which means nilai 2 dekat sini, this one and this one, awak kena simplify. So bila kita nak simplify, kita kena bahagikan dengan factor number lah. Dalam kes ini kita bahagi dengan nilai yang sama, iaitu 2. So when I divide, both of number 2 here will be divided by 2. So yang tinggal formula dia akan jadi CaCO3. So perlu tak saya letak bracket? No lah, sebab tak perlulah, sebab memang kita tahu dia tinggal satu saja untuk each monoatomic ion dan polyatomic ion untuk CO3. So what is the formula for calcium carbonate? The formula is CaCO3. And then we got one more product here plus water. So everyone's supposed to know here the chemical formula for water is H2O. So this is the equation. But is it balanced or not? So that's why you have to check. So kita akan balancekan mengikut Minho. So metal first. So kita ada metal iaitu calcium here 1 and on my right also 1. So metal settle. And then kita ada lagi satu metal kat sini iaitu carbon. And sini pun carbon. Nilainya sama 1. So settle untuk step number 1. So sometimes metal akan ada lebih daripada 1 lah. So be careful. Next one kita ada polyatomic ions. Tapi dalam kes ini dia sudah dalam bentuk compound. So maknanya kita skip step number 2. Next one, kita ada N, non-metal selain hydrogen and oxygen. So kalau lihat memang tiada. So kita skip step number 3. And step number 4, hydrogen. I got hydrogen sebanyak 2 dekat bahagian kiri and 2 di bahagian kanan. So it's balanced. Nothing more to edit. And last step, balance my oxygen. So I got 2 here plus 2 here. 2 plus 2, saya ada 4 oxygens on my left. And I got here 3 plus 1. 3 plus 1 is 4. So 4 oxygen on my right. So there are balance for both sides. So maknanya, do I have to change anything? No. So it means that inilah awak punya equation for example 2 di mana awak sudah balance mengikut inspection method. So that's how you want to use the method yang awak belajar untuk balance chemical equation menggunakan method inspection. So kena inspect satu-satu, kena lihat satu-satu each of the elements in the equation. Saya tinggalkan question try this 2.0 untuk awak punya latihan. Try to do this question and then latihan ni akan bantu untuk awak perkukuhkan awak punya kefahaman. So that's all for this video, for this part. The next part, we are going to continue with the redox reaction. So that's all from me. Thanks for watching. Bye.